Althea's journey to the NCLEX. Althea adjusted the weight of her stethoscope around her neck as she stepped out of the bustling Kathmandu hospital. The evening air carried the scent of roadside momos and fresh rain, but her mind was elsewhere, thousands of miles away, across the ocean, in a land she had never seen but had dreamt of for years, the United States. For as long as she could remember, Althea had been a dedicated nurse, pouring her heart into patient care, but deep inside, she yearned for more better opportunities, advanced medical training, and the chance to work in a system where her skills could flourish. That dream came with a challenge: passing the NCLEX-RN exam and becoming a registered nurse in the US. But the journey was anything but simple. Step 1. Credentials and confusion. Sitting at her small wooden desk, Althea stared at the computer screen, overwhelmed by the sea of requirements. Every US state had different rules, and she needed to pick the right Board of Nursing, BON. Some required a CGFNS credential evaluation, others demanded an IELTS score, and a few had additional exams before she could even sit for the NCLEX. Her fingers hovered over the keyboard as she sighed. Where do I even start? Her best friend and fellow nurse, Mira, leaned over her shoulder. Try New York, she suggested. I heard they don't need CGFNS. After days of research, Althea finally submitted her application for credential evaluation. The waiting game began. Step 2. The English barrier. A few weeks later, an email arrived. Submit proof of English proficiency. Althea groaned. Though she spoke English fluently with patience, taking an official exam was a different story. The IELTS academic test required a 7 in speaking, a score that wasn't impossible, but certainly nerve-wracking. Determined, she signed up for a class, balancing it with long hospital shifts. Late at night, she practiced speaking into her phone, recording herself answering questions. When the exam day arrived, her hands trembled as she held her passport at the test center. "You've got this," she whispered to herself. 2 weeks later, the results came in. She passed. Step 3. The NCLEX battle begins. With her credentials accepted and her English test cleared, she finally received the golden ticket authorization to test ATT for the NCLEX. The closest test center, New Delhi, India. Booking the flight was easy. Preparing for the exam, that was another battle. For months, Althea studied every free moment she got during lunch breaks, in the bus ride home, even in between patient rounds. She drowned in U-World questions, Saunders review books, and next-gen NCLEX strategies. Some nights, she doubted herself. "What if I fail?" she admitted to Mira one night. "Then you'll try again," Mira said. "But you won't fail." Step 4. Exam day. In a small testing center in New Delhi, Althea sat in front of the screen, her heartbeat echoing in her ears. The NCLEX was different from any exam she had ever taken. Adaptive, unpredictable, and brutal. Question after question, she tackled prioritization cases, patient scenarios, and medication dosages. At question 75, the screen went blank. The test had shut off. Was it good? Was it bad? She had no idea. Step 5. The results that changed everything. Back in Nepal, Waiting for her results felt like an eternity. She checked the portal obsessively until, one morning, a notification popped up. Pass. Tears blurred her vision. She had done it. She was now a USRN. The next challenge? Finding a sponsor, securing a visa, and finally setting foot in the country she had dreamt of for years. But for now, she allowed herself to celebrate because she had just taken the biggest step toward her future.